Welcome to the hot seat.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hot Seat, where the questions are hot.
And we're trying our best.
And that is evident today. My name is Aaliyah.
I'm Jackson. We're your hosts, and we're here today with Mikey.
Hey.
Welcome to
Welcome.
the hot seat, Mikey.
Hi.
The goal here is to get to know you personally
Okay.
in an enjoyable way.
Oh, I love it.
That's the entire goal of the show.
Okay.
It's for people to get to know you on a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
The questions will pull no punches, but work is strictly off limits.
Okay.
So it's
I don't even like to
100%
Good.
just about Mikey. That's the goal.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
Dreams fulfilled in this moment.
Yeah.
Which dream? Whose dreams?
I decline to elaborate.
Okay.
Well, lots of yours.
That was mainly what I was implying.
Oh, my dreams.
Yeah. First, before we get into any of the specific questions, let's give you some of the more general questions to get to know our guests. First, we want to know about the family that you grew up in. Tell us about your parents,
Okay.
your siblings.
Yep.
Give us the breakdown.
Okay. Mom, dad.
Check.
Yep. Yeah. Brothers. One sister. Who oftentimes gets confused, like in public. People think I'm wearing a wig. That's how much we look alike.
Wow. That close.
Is there
Yeah.
photographic evidence we can put in the...
There is, but I have to get it in a certain way. Can I get it for you?
Yes.
you can.
Okay, so watch this. I did this the other night and it worked. So watch, I'm gonna try to call my sister. Her name is Gracie,
I'm so ready for this.
but what I do is this. I call her and then I hang up. And then, because do you see how there's no contact photo?
Uh-huh.
But when she calls me back, her face pops up on my phone. And this is how I get a picture of her to prove that.
I'm so confused.
Why-
Why can
why
you
does
not
her
see
face
it?
not
I don't know,
show
it
up?
doesn't show up in her contact card or anything, but when she calls me back, her
It's
face
there.
pops up. Yeah. And
I think that she probably is setting that picture herself and you haven't assigned it to her contact yet.
how do you do that?
Okay, go like you're going to text her,
Okay.
but not... Okay, that might work. Click that.
This is the beauty of hot seat right here.
Oh, stop. She's right there. There it is. Okay. So that's my sister.
Wow.
Looks like me. But like when she calls, her whole face shows up with her hair, but people think it's me with the wig on.
You got to show the audience. We'll blur out the phone number.
Oh, yeah. Huh? You guys want to text my sister? Go ahead. Yeah. I don't know how to, but yeah. Oh, there it is. Boom.
Hot seat plus IP
looks
support.
like Mikey with long hair, right?
That is crazy.
wow.
What's
Yeah,
the, where,
that is wild.
Where do you guys fall in birth order?
I'm the youngest out of all the siblings, and she is 16 months older than me.
How many brothers?
Three.
brothers.
And
So it goes brothers Gracie you?
Yeah, brothers Gracie, me.
Got it.
Yeah, and there's 6 years in between Gracie and our closest brother. So
Oh.
yeah, there's a break.
Little duo at the end there.
Little yeah, and then she couldn't be alone, so
Sure.
they had me. I think.
The friend.
Yeah.
Gracie's friend.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did your parents do work-wise?
My dad was a cable guy.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up. So that's what he did
Like
to provide
TV
for him.
cable guy.
TV cable guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Carrey throwback. That guy. Programs remotes.
Nice.
And then we got to watch WrestleMania all the time.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You always had TV then.
Always
You know?
had TV.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
I tell people often I was raised by the TV, so it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. We do this movie quote game all the time, my siblings and I. And come to find out, somebody made a game out of it and called it 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon or something like that.
Huh.
But my siblings and I have been playing that game since like the early 90s.
Really?
We've literally been quoting movies for forever.
Isn't 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, are you supposed to show that you are, like, everyone is only separated from Kevin Bacon
Yeah.
by 6 people?
Yeah, but what we used to do, like, it's the same concept. So we created this game back before group chats were a thing, and we would text each other to random actors or actresses, or sometimes singers, right?
Oh, and like you're trying to find the connection.
The least amount of links in between the two of them, and man, it was pretty fun.
As far as just relational connects or movies, like that they were in.
Oh, movies.
Yeah.
Movies. They
So,
had to
like,
be in.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, I mean, we would play that before it was an actual game that somebody sells at Target now. So.
That's
Love
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's your intellectual property right there.
It is. It really is. Like we know movie quotes like no one's business. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then mom, she again she was stay at home the whole time, and she's from the Philippines, so I feel like every morning there was a fresh pot of rice, and like fish was cooking somewhere somehow. So that was my childhood.
Your mom's the best.
Mom's greatest. Shout out, Mom. Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Maha kita. That's Tagalog. That's the Filipino language.
Nice.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It means I love you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's your mom's name?
good.
My mom's name is Grace.
Shout out, Grace.
Yeah.
Grace and Gracie.
Grace and Gracie.
Wow.
Yep.
That's like the mother equivalent of a junior.
Of a junior.
basically?
Yeah, absolutely. It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now tell us about your family at home, though.
Family at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us the breakdown there.
Yeah. Wife, Kat. Right?
That's her name.
Kat is her
You're
name.
not saying
I'm not,
wife,
no, I'm not, I'm not.
cat.
Yep.
People,
for the
they
clarifier.
might have thought you were
No.
starting a list. There's
Yeah.
wife,
Wife,
cat.
Yeah, Catherine. Yeah, no, wife and Kat. Yeah. So my wife's name is Catherine. And
Goes by Kat.
Yeah, goes by Cat. 5 kids, 4 boys and 1 girl, and we like to have fun.
How?
Okay, so we lately, as of late, especially when the sun goes down, we all do lightsabers. So
Love that.
my boys are into lightsabers right now, and we wait till the sun goes down so you could see them, and so the scenes are that much more epic.
Yeah.
You want to see last
absolutely.
night's?
Yeah,
Are you
I do.
reenacting specific scenes, or you're coming up with your own?
We are
improv?
battling one another.
Love that.
So
You
this
gotta
is.
like wait longer in the day now.
I know, yeah. So
You
this
gotta-
is.
No, I just meant show the audience.
Oh, okay, like this. Boom. This is my front yard. Last night.
I don't think anything's happening.
Oh no.
It's just a. Okay, there we go. I restarted
is.
it. Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
oh,
lot
yeah.
of lightsabers.
Yeah, a lot of
going on there.
lightsabers.
Is it a very noisy affair?
Yeah. So like my house is a very noisy affair.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
fair.
yes to all of that.
Yeah.
And then the second thing we like to do most is dance parties. My daughter loves to dance, so we dance a lot.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll throw on the new Forrest, you know what I mean, and we will just boogie.
Yeah. Forrest Frank's got some great.
Hey, Forrest Frank's got
He's-
some bangers.
Yeah. He's
No
not
one
missing right
loves
now.
Forrest Frank more than dads.
Yeah.
That's
That's
my
fair.
hot take of the day.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
Hot
As
take
2
on
of you
hot seat.
dads
Kinda
of young
like-
kids, this is totally checking out for me. I am not a Forrest Frank hater.
It's kind of just like a great way to listen to great music
Yeah.
that you don't have to worry about the content.
Absolutely.
No,
yeah,
I am
yeah.
I
you don't have to like
totally
turn
get
it
it.
down at certain points.
Because you want to raise kids that have good music taste.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't be exposing them to things that they shouldn't be exposed to.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
You
It's
gotta
a,
find the
it's a
right
tricky balance. Do we
Yeah.
want to raise dorks
Yes.
or do we want to raise worldly heathens, but they can
But they're hip.
they know a banger,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
And Forrest Frank just
he's in
right
the
down
center
the
of
middle.
the
Right in
Venn
the middle. Yeah,
diagram.
absolutely. I agree.
Oh, for sure.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your hobbies. What do you like to do for fun? And I already know, or get this response a lot. I don't have very much time. I have kids. I have a job. I know. But what do you do for fun when you do have time?
I ride dirt bikes and I shoot guns.
See,
Nice.
that's what I'm talking about.
A
At the same
true-
time,
I have before.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
A true desert man right there.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I train monthly, and then as often as I can, I'll go to the desert with the boys and just ride their bikes.
That's pretty fun. What kind of bikes you got?
Okay, so my boys have PW80s, so they're 2-stroke, bikes for them. Well, I don't. When is this going to air?
Sometime this summer.
Okay, cool. So Knox doesn't know it, but we just got him a dirt bike. He doesn't know that we just got him a KX85. It's a bigger class bike for him.
Okay.
But he's just graduating to it, and his birthday is in a week or two, and he has no idea about this.
So That's so
fun.
Knox, happy birthday, bud. Hope you enjoy the bike. And then I have a KX450.
That's fun.
We're
How are
just
you
nodding
hi-
all these letters and numbers.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
totally.
it's making a lot of sense.
It does.
How are you hiding said bike from Knox right now?
That is such a good question.
Very good question.
Yeah.
So I got my Oikos involved. Right?
Oh, nice.
I called some friends and said, hey, one, we inherited / purchased a bike from a family that we know that their son has graduated from his 85 to his 125. So that being said, they were like, hey, like you're going to need to change a few things on it. So it is a new to him bike, but it is a 2009.
Yeah.
And I called some friends and said, hey, I need your garage. And they were like, for how long? And for how much? How much of the garage? I was like, we just got Knox a birthday gift, and I'll be working on it in the next week or two, and then we're going to give it to him on his birthday. They were like, say less. And they gave me their garage code, and I just kept it in there. They live down the street from me, so
Nice.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Love that.
Nice.
Okay, so how's the reveal gonna go? Is it gonna be like?
So, okay, and I told my wife this, but I feel like I'm reenacting a video that I saw when I was younger. Yeah. So this dad gives his son his birthday gift, and the kid it's like a small package like this, and he opens it, and it's his dirt bike that his dream bike, but he's like, oh my gosh, and he's so excited about it, and he's like, this is like my dream bike, Mom, you don't even know. And she's like, really? Right? And then like someone from behind him is pulling in the actual dirt bike, and it's like a kid's size dirt bike and stuff, and all of a sudden the kid he's like, oh, I love this bike, and his mom's like, oh great, well what about the one behind you? And he turns around, and before he even runs to the bike, he just goes right up to his dad, right? And I was
so
like,
pumped.
hit you in the feels,
Yeah.
plucks those heartstrings, and I'm almost putting too much on this, because if Knox doesn't do this,
Yeah. What if he doesn't run to you? What if he goes straight to the bike? Or is that gonna be okay?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Check in with me after.
Yeah, we'll update the audience.
Yeah, no, so that's how the grand reveal is going to go.
That's so fun.
Yeah, we're gonna give it to him on his birthday and wheel it in behind him. I'll give him the small version first and see what happens. So.
I feel like as a dad of boys, like 80% of my gift giving to my boys is just thinking about what I would have thought was cool.
Yeah.
When I was their age.
Oh, hands down.
You know.
I had to
it's
tell my
like,
wife.
oh, this would have been so cool.
I had to tell my wife the same thing. I was like, you have no idea. I've never gotten this video out of my mind.
Yeah.
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 So
I love it.
we'll see what happens.
I love it too. Okay, it's time for your hot seat questions. Are you ready?
This
Those weren't hot
was
seat.
just the preamble.
That was just like the
Okay.
intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't stressful. You
You're
did
not,
great.
you're not sweating yet.
Tasty.
Describe your job here as a food that you would order at a restaurant. You don't have to explain at all why you picked this
Okay.
food.
Have you guys ever been to Shebang?
No.
Solder. All I see are shoulders. Listen. Shebang is a Cajun restaurant. Solder. Shebang is a Cajun restaurant in which they will prepare you jambalaya, 3 meats of your choice, and Cajun corn, and they'll put it in a bag.
Wow.
And they'll serve it to you on your table that's lined with wax, paper.
Sure.
And then they just
In a
they
trash bag,
dump
essentially.
in a trash bag, and then they put it
Okay.
in front of you.
You know what? That was such a good answer. I honestly crashed and burned at this question last time it was asked in a different way, but you did a really good job. That was really good.
That was really solid.
Do you want me to
I
just keep
see so many elements of
I
your
know,
job there
like
in that
so
trash
much is
bag.
coming through for me in that answer. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going
Yeah,
on the
you go.
questions. This is gonna be the hardest question of the day for you, so I just want you to prepare yourself. What is one mainstream coffee shop from the high desert that you would get coffee from, and what would your order be? I'm talking Starbucks, Dutch Bros, Dunkin'. You cannot skip this question. You cannot say water.
Okay.
And
okay.
you cannot say tea.
All right, but what if I honestly, Mercy Street, right? I don't go to any of those shops.
No, yeah, we know.
Okay.
That's like
You
the
have to.
point. That's the
All
point
right.
of the
Well
question.
then. All right. Well then.
Gun to your head.
We're aware you don't go there. That's
I'm
why we're
getting-
asking.
All right. All right. Because I know what I'm getting. I'm just going to Starbucks and I'm getting a venti sweet cream with cold brew.
It's scarier to you to get something that I know you hate than to try something you haven't. Like it'd be scarier for you.
I am such a creature of habit. It's wild. But yeah.
You know what? I'm going to choose to view this
You
in a
heard it
positive
here first.
way
Mikey's favorite Starbucks order.
because that actually is mine.
Really?
Venti cold brew with sweet cream?
Well, not venti. It's a vanilla sweet cream cold brew.
Okay, there
I
it is.
can't do a
Okay.
venti.
That's fair. Especially cold brew.
I'd be bouncing off the walls.
I can't do cold brew on an empty stomach. I'm gonna be puking. You know, it makes me so like nauseous. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I don't know.
something crazy about it.
Okay, now we know. That's Mikey's order, everyone.
Had
And
to press him
he
for it.
loves Starbucks. Just so you guys know, loves Starbucks.
Starbucks, big fan.
Big fan. He'd love to see all of you at Starbucks.
Now he's sweating. I'll take the next
Yeah,
one.
I'd appreciate if you did.
Thanks.
How do you like being bald?
Honestly, I like it more than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up growing thick, rich Asian hair. And
Similar to the beard or different?
much different. It's very midnight black. Very midnight black. It's very Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. Wow, this is giving me a whole new picture.
However, I turned 16, and I remember going to meet my girlfriend at the Mall of Victor Valley. Well, okay, she is my wife now.
Yeah.
And I told her I cut my hair over the weekend, and this is before like picture messages. So like we didn't have cell phones. I did. I had a Boost mobile phone.
Ooh.
And I tried to
Huge
radio
flex.
everyone. Yeah. Where you at? And I told her I cut my hair, and she was like, "Oh, got a haircut. That's great." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's all gone." And she was like, "No way. Like, what do you look like?" And I was always scared of the shape of my head until I shaved it the first time, and I thought, I don't have to wake up early and do my hair, and I don't have to worry about what it looks like or anything like that. And I love it.
You realize the practical benefits.
The practical benefits is what won me over, and it really helped that she liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win-win right there.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen where you're like, you should not be bald by choice? You have a bad head shape.
Quite a
Over,
few.
under 50.
Over, for sure. Yeah, over. I'm like, I'm over 50.
How many of them work here?
What did you say earlier? I declined to acknowledge your request, or what did you say?
I said I declined to
No,
elaborate.
none of them on staff here, per se. None of them on staff here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's all you were asked. You don't have to continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you...
Don't dig yourself into a hole here.
Would you say, just by guessing, that you are currently bald by choice, or you have to be?
I would say I'm bald by choice. People say I don't shave my head. I shave my head once a week on Thursdays. People who
gearing up-
I was
Thursdays.
gearing up to ask.
people who shave their heads are like, you don't shave your hair, you trim your hair. That's what they told me. I was like, oh, so I'm not really in the club. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means that I don't take a straight razor or like an actual razor, and I don't
Yeah.
I don't do the whole shaving cream and shave my head.
Skin fade.
I have an electrical razor
Yeah.
that cuts my hair in 4 minutes.
Is it one of those ones that's like got the little thing and it's like a palm?
I mean,
one?
kind of. Yeah, it's one of those. It's
Yeah.
from Amazon.
I've
you know.
seen those. I thought
Yeah,
that's a great invention
is-
for bald people.
It literally cuts my hair in 4 minutes, so I'm good to go, and it's really easy.
You don't think that's a
Is
great
the term
invention for bald
bald?
people?
Is the term baldy offensive?
No, not at all.
Wondering.
No,
Ali's like, great, I'm going to feel free to use it from now on.
that's okay.
No, I have to ask each bald person. If it's like I can call Mikey baldy. now.
You could absolutely do that, but the
Will
one,
I know? But I could.
Well, probably not. Yeah,
It's going to get confusing on this staff.
yeah.
For sure.
You know, there's only
Someone that is offended by the term baldy is going to get offended on
Does it say
Mikey's
what?
behalf.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what is offense, right? Offense is a luxury. I'm offended.
I love that.
I don't even know
So
what that
real
means.
for hot seat.
Yeah, that is so. That should be our motto right there. Hot seat. Offense is a luxury.
Yeah, hands down.
Get ready to be offended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip a question because I want to, and you can come back to it if you want
Great.
to do it.
Doesn't feel right.
You
Okay.
thought I'd be offended by Baldy?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It was just coming to my mind when Jackson said, that's a great invention for bald people. I was thinking how funny it would have been if he said for baldies. But then I was like, is that offensive? I don't know.
No.
This is the time to ask.
Yeah, it is.
I have someone in the hot seat here who is a baldy. Okay, if you had, let me give you a scenario. Friendship class lunch
Yes.
at the roller rink, and you have to make a 5-song playlist. What's on the playlist?
Okay.
Built out of the context that you have a rich history of DJing.
Yeah. First Monday every month, Christian Skate Night, 6:30 to 8:30. Come see me.
Be there.
Show up.
He responds to baldy, so.
I'm gonna.
Hey, yo, Baldy!
Get that forest on.
I'm gonna open with. No, you can't get to heaven. Okay.
Classic.
Okay. I'm going to follow that up with my Spotify Premium fader option, where it's like the last 10 seconds of one song, next 10 seconds of another, coming in hot. Lecrae, Andy Mineo.
Wow, that's good.
Okay, I want to switch it up. The friendship
you
classes.
you were telling them you're welcome here with the
Yeah,
opening
you're-
one.
yes,
but
How
then
do
you're
you
saying,
think they do with
this ain't
that?
your grandma's roller
Yeah.
rink either, you
The
know?
lights are going to come down. The disco ball's going to be on. You know, your walker is skate rink accessible.
Yeah.
So get your bones out on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. And only
Tennis balls off.
remove those tennis
Yeah.
balls. Right. Yeah. And then after coming in hot, I think what we'll do is we'll transition to a little bit of Kirk Franklin, a little bit of Stomp, maybe even Revolution. I don't know, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, and a good 1-2, like a 2-piece, is Kirk Franklin into Mary Mary, right? Okay, no shackles.
Yeah.
Right, because these are the old people, and they're really looking forward to that. And then I'd probably land a 5-song, you know, combo for these folks, with not Clyde, with Ants in My Pants. Yeah, and then transition to like there's like tea and lemonade in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, you're not. No, you're not done.
Oh, I
Jackson
thought
was
we were
being
done.
you.
No,
Okay.
like you. There's tea and lemonade in the back.
Yes.
Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, yes.
Sorry,
yes,
you can't
absolutely.
get off that easy.
The friendship class at the skate rink.
Yeah.
That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, that'd be legendary. That's great. Okay, I'll take the next one. What's something that you like that everyone else hates?
It's super Filipino. Yeah, it's called balut.
What is it?
Bullet.
Balut. B-A-L-U-T.
Okay.
It's
That's exactly how I would have imagined it was spelled.
I
and
know.
I don't know.
I love when that happens.
Sometimes when I tell my Anglo friends this, they get freaked out at me though. Like I told my wife this. You know, I
Talking
told
to two Anglos here.
I know. I told my wife
A
this, and she
baldy
was
and
like,
two Anglos. We're ready.
Not to get freaked out.
"It's underdeveloped duck embryo that you eat."
What?
Isn't that just like?
Underdeveloped?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let's
what
not
qualifies for underdeveloped?
it's not fully developed. That's what that means.
I'm just.
Solder. He already knew what it was. But okay, so growing up.
How do you eat it? You just like
your
is
mouth.
it? No. Okay. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
No, like, is it?
Yeah,
you
so-
eat it with something? Is it prepared a certain way?
Nope, it's not prepared. I think that's the shtick of the
Okay.
dish.
Okay.
It is a delicacy. It's like one of those weird delicacies.
Sure.
But growing up, we'd have it at Christmas time.
Okay.
You know, there's a Filipino traditional star that represents Christmas. It's called a patol, and it would be hanging in the corner of the house, still with its wrapping on, because you know Asians like they don't take off the tags after they buy things, so they put them up in the corner.
Always want to be able to return it.
Yeah. Or you want every year, no matter how long you have it, every year you want it to look new.
It looks immaculate.
It doesn't mean like keep it nice. It just
yeah.
means don't
The tags on
don't
it.
open. Especially those TVs when it was like save $50 a year energy.
Yeah.
Anyways. So I always remember growing up seeing the star, and then underneath the patol was all of the food, and you know everything from lumpia, which is like you know Filipino like you know egg rolls with meat, that kind of thing, and then we'd have a lechon. A lechon is a full pig with an apple in its mouth and like the skin, and all the stuff.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So we throw down.
Yeah,
but
it's a feast.
this balut was always like a delicacy, and there wasn't like a lot of it. It was just like whoever wanted balut that year can have it. And my mom, when I was young, the first time I had it, I was like, I don't know why I like this, but all my cousins my age, even my brothers and sisters, were like, this stuff's gross, dude.
Yeah.
And I like it.
So even your fellow Filipinos were like, no.
Some
pass.
of them. And here's the thing, because we're only half Filipino, like we were always looked at like the half Filipinos in our family. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things where
You're like,
we were.
Not me. Watch me eat this.
Yeah,
embryo."
absolutely. Yeah. So that's
Describe
what it was.
the flavor profile for us here.
Okay, so the flavor profile is really so. It's like remember Fear Factor in like the early 2000s? Yeah, so it was just like that. There was no like
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe
Going at
Rogan.
it.
Yeah. Joe Rogan with hair.
Yeah.
You know, before he was a baldy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-baldy.
Yeah,
This
pre-baldy.
is like I was born in 2000, so this is all kind of like.
There's like tarantulas on your face.
No, I get the concept
Okay.
of it. I just don't know a lot about it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't feel old if that was. You know,
That
was
wasn't
the
the
intention.
That wasn't. No.
I get it. No, I get it. No, so there is no flavor profile for it. Whatever it was, either like seasoned with, you know, that kind of thing. It wasn't. It wasn't
So
like
there's
a.
not like a set flavor. It's bland.
it just.
otherwise?
It just what. It is what it is.
Let
is
me
it a
circle back
texture
to
thing
something
then?
you said.
Say it again.
Is it a texture thing then?
It is a texture thing. There's literally, you know,
Is it comparable to anything else texturally?
yeah. Like, say you were to eat like a real saucy salsa with chips in it and like the occasional feather.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pass.
I know. I get it.
I'm not
We're being
sold.
so Anglo right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess that is what's happening.
So that is bullet.
Oh, here's a picture of it. Thank you. This is going to help me
Underdeveloped.
visualize.
Okay, there it is. That's bullet.
Let me see.
Oh, wow. I
me
mean,
see,
I
James.
didn't think you were going to be able to see the duck so well.
Yeah, no, that's what it means by underdeveloped. It's not fully developed. It's not a duck yet. It's not. They're not opening a quick quack quite yet.
Yeah, but it's
But it's there.
It's a duck.
Yeah, it's a duck.
It's not like normal eggs where it's like,
No.
know,
It's
it's
like
like this is
semi
just
scrambled.
a-
No, it's
yeah.
it's there.
Okay, here's my question. Circling back, I'm gonna move on from the bullet. Did your mom cook a whole pig, like in your house? Can you fit a whole pig in a traditional oven?
No. So it's not in an oven. And I
Okay.
mean, this is a thing of old country. What would happen is you would dig a trench. I know it sounds weird. And
No.
archaic,
I'm
but
genuinely very curious about this.
yeah. So my uncles would dig a hole.
'Kay.
And it would be like this wide, 6
Right.
feet, 4 or 5 feet wide, and they would line the bottom of the hole with coals, and then you would, they would. It looked like a security door for a house, like a screen door. They would put the screen door on top of the hole so that the pig would be in it, like right above the coals. They would
Okay.
line right above the coals is like a thick layer of bay leaves, like banana leaves, bay leaves, all these things, and then you dress this pig with all of like the marinades and stuff, and a lot of lemongrass, and then
like more lemongrass than you think you need.
more lemon, yeah, absolutely, more
yeah.
than you think you'd need, and obviously the marinade for the skin because it crisps up that way and it cooks in like 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when you bring it out of the
So
ground,
is the pig on top of the screen or it's under the
it's
screen?
under the screen. So
Okay.
like,
On
the
top of
screen
the-
goes on
imagine
top.
imagine it on like a spit, right? Like a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
stick, and it goes or a big stick, whatever. It goes over the hole, so it's right above the coals. It's dressed in all these banana leaves, bunch of lemongrass, all this stuff, and then the door, like the metal door, goes on top of it to just trap all that heat, but also leave a little ventilation for up top. But yeah,
Wild.
that was life growing up.
How do you break into one of those? You just start.
You don't. Well, you have to have it like so the skin, right? You cut the skin and it's like chips. It's like if you were to go to like your local
a pork
carniceria,
rind.
it's like a pork rind. Yeah, and then there's like different sauces and stuff that you could dip the skin in. It's like a chip. It's actually quite enjoyable and not like, ugh, I'd never try that.
Yeah.
No, it sounds delicious.
Yeah. Yep.
Wild. Man, what a Christmas that you would have.
Yeah,
there.
that's it. That was every Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did Kat feel about it when she was introduced?
It was like when the Little Mermaid finally walked on land. She was like, "This is a whole new world."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine. You
Yeah.
know, when they're bringing in the pig from the backyard.
I'm not trying to get like nitpicky, but
No, don't do it, Lee. I knew you were gonna be like, that's Aladdin. That's
little-
not Mermaid.
well, okay, that wasn't even what I was gonna say. She couldn't even talk when she was walking on.
I mean, I think that accurately describes my wife at a Filipino Christmas when, circa 2004. I mean, when you were 4 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah, couldn't even talk. She couldn't. She was like, "Is that an entire pig?" And I would say, "Yeah, but don't stare at it because it."
Don't look it in the eyes.
And I was like, sometimes people like, she's like, did it die eating the apple? No, it didn't. The apple's like a garnish. It's like, oh, it looks
The apple's not in there when it's cooking.
no.
I figured not.
Is the apple what makes it though? Like a suckling pig?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that the
No,
apple?
that can't be right.
I just feel like that's got to be. Every time I've seen the term suckling pig, it's got an apple.
It's got
in
an
the
apple
mouth.
in its mouth.
So just
Then
feels
I
like,
would call it apple pig if that was all it needed.
Well, it's sucking on an apple.
It is.
That's what I've always thought. I don't know. You know?
You're so Anglo for that.
Sorry. They could leave it in the comments, I guess. They could tell us. They could tell us what it is.
Someone correct us.
Yeah. If you were gonna play any sport professionally, but we're not talking about a short career. You're gonna have to commit 20 years of your life to this. Okay, this is gonna be a 20-year career in this sport.
Starting now?
No. Starting at a normal time when you'd be getting into professional sports, 18, 19, 20 years old.
Okay,
But you're
yeah.
going to be in it for 20 years. It's not like this would be fun to do for a year or two.
Right.
You're going to do this for 20-year career.
I already
A
know.
LeBron-length career.
Okay,
What
yeah.
what sport are you going to do?
Hands
what
down.
position are you
Hands
gonna
down, rugby, and I'm a rusher.
play? Rugby.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something crazy? I was listening to a podcast and they have some of the highest levels of CTE. Does that make you want to rethink your answer?
No, not at all. Not at all. I've always wanted to play for the All Blacks of New Zealand. You know,
Really?
those
Do you
Maori.
have to be from New Zealand?
I believe so, to play for their national team.
Now, what factors are you weighing into this? what's their season like in rugby? You know.
No, it's pretty well. The season in itself and playing games, it's obviously like there's like a start and a begin, like a start and an end. But I would like the culture of rugby in itself is just like physical, and it's like, I mean, I've always been on the thicker side with two C's. You know what I mean? So I think even men that are thick. And you know they can play this game and not have to be like track runners by the end of it, because I'm definitely not a track runner.
Yeah.
But I grew up playing physical sports. But if I'm honest, you know, I used to pray to be 6'1" when I was a kid. I was like, God, just make me 6'1". If I can be.
How close did he get you?
Not close enough.
Not close enough.
No. I had a friend growing up. His name is Kenny McGrath, and we played basketball together for 3 years. And I was like, Kenny, how are you getting so tall? And he said, Mikey, I eat a spoonful of creamy Skippy peanut butter every night and a glass of milk.
Do you think he actually thought that was making him tall?
I think that when we were 12, he did. I think when we were 12.
So did you start doing that?
I did it every night without quit.
You did.
And
it's like when I read one time in a book that like Michael Jordan wanted to get taller, so he hung upside down off of his like little monkey bars or whatever.
Yeah.
He'd just hang upside down because that was.
He thought he would stretch.
And then I was like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Did you?
I know.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. So long story short, Kenny's 6'8", 6'9",
Yeah.
and it worked for him, but it didn't for me.
He just got on the Skippy sooner than you did.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe you didn't have the right.
Genetics.
Well, I was gonna say peanut butter, but
Skippy Creamy. There's only one Skippy Creamy. Everyone knows
True.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't on some all natural stuff. He was on the Skippies, okay?
Yeah, the oil didn't separate from that peanut butter.
Yeah, no. It stayed mixed, okay? That's great. Tell us about this. You are a pretty big coffee fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
love
anybody
it.
who gets to know you, they would know that.
I love it.
Where did this start? What's the
what's the origin story?
Yeah, the origin
The
story.
single origin.
The single origin.
He-
was well done.
The way he was
That
looking
was
at you
done.
dead in the eyes, waiting for reaction, he went like this. Single origin. You weren't looking at
I was
him.
really proud
Just
of
some coffee lingo. Some coffee lingo. My journey, like my passion for coffee, started with two gentlemen. One named James O'Rear, and the other one's Matt Curtis. And I was a fan of coffee before them. I was more of a fan of creamer. You know, when Coffee Mate would come out with like, you know, the Italian creamer, that was like, oh man,
gingerbread latte.
Yeah, the ginger. Yeah,
seasonally.
all of it, all of it. I was more of a creamer fan than a coffee fan back then.
Yeah.
And James O'Rear was.
Am I
leading-
like sensing judgment in that statement? Like, what if one of us was like, I think I just like creamer? Like,
Yeah.
what would you say about, like, in theory?
Yeah.
I
In
don't
theory.
know anyone like that.
I think he's talking to a lot of creamer people.
I think I'm
right?
talking to it. Yeah.
And
I'm
you're
talking-
okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah. More people are probably creamer people than
Because I
coffee
would say
people.
I am. Okay,
Yeah.
continue your story. Sorry
Yeah,
to
so-
interrupt. Just felt like I could sense some judgment there. Wanted to suss that out.
I mean, I don't know if you're guilty of that, then I don't, like if you receive guilt from your coffee habits, I don't know. I don't live that life, so.
Right. Good for you.
Couldn't relate.
No, I was made a cup of coffee by James O'Rear. He was leading worship one weekend, and he made me a pour over, and like just like all those weird coffee snobs, he timed it on a scale and like swirled the Chemex and did that whole thing. And he goes, if you don't taste the notes on this coffee, I'll never bother you again about this, and I'll buy you your own bottle of creamer of your choice. And I was like, done, because Coffee Mate came out with the Italian cream, and I was like,
Sold.
done. And you can get it at your local Stater Bros. He made me this coffee, swirled it around, and he was like, you have to follow my instructions. And if you don't say one of the notes of this coffee, I'll buy you your creamer. But if you name one of these notes, then essentially, like he would have won. So he makes me this cup of coffee, and then he says, you need to put the coffee on both sides of your mouth. And then he said, on both sides of your tongue, like under your tongue and all this stuff. And he goes, and then swallow it, and then close your eyes, and then exhale, and then tell me the first thing you taste is. You know, like he didn't say note or whatever. But I said, okay, so I did it, and I breathed out, and I tasted a blueberry muffin, and the coffee was an African coffee with nothing but fruit notes, and absolutely the biggest note was blueberry.
Wow.
And I was like, it just tastes like a blueberry
Do you
muffin.
still drink your coffee like that? Like every sip?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. Do you
Yeah.
drink your coffee like that?
I do not. That sounds like kind of though like how people would describe like this is how you need to drink whiskey or
wine or
very
something.
similar.
Yeah, very similar. It's like you swirl it, you sniff the bouquet or whatever, and then you just drink. Yeah, but so I I did that with the coffee, and honestly, I've never looked back in regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opened up a whole new world for you.
Yeah.
Circling back to our Disney reference.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was
That's a good one.
That was when you got on land. Right there.
Yeah.
And, well, still mixing movies here. That was your magic carpet ride, is what you would say. Jeez Louise. Don't even bother if you don't know what movie
I'm
it's
following
from.
the metaphor I was given. Okay. What's your go-to right now, coffee wise?
Right now, it's a Vietnam coffee. It's really good. It's really good. Milk chocolate nougat, really consistent, and it's kind of a specialty coffee in terms of like, it's not like your average ordinary. But I buy my beans green and then I roast them, and then after I roast them, I'll try to prepare them in a couple different methods, like a pour over, or a press, whether that's espresso or French press, and then a regular like an automatic perk or something like that.
Does your
So you'll
wife
change it up, like method wise.
Sure, yeah, just to see how it performs the best.
Yeah.
Does your wife like coffee as much as you?
My wife likes coffee now more. She only drinks decaf, which is nice, and I get to roast that for her exclusively. But yeah, she loves it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Why only decaf? That's like the
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the caffeine content.
yeah.
She's very attuned to what works and what doesn't work with her body. So she's like, I love the taste of coffee. She loves, she has bulletproof coffee.
Yeah.
So she'll drop like an egg in it and like some extra things, some collagen.
There's actually an egg in bulletproof? I didn't know that. I thought there was butter.
Kerrygold butter.
And an egg?
She does an egg.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, but my wife, she's also kind of crunchy. So she does those things that crunchy people do. So, yeah,
It's like a raw egg in there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. We're back on eggs too. It just
We can't
everything keeps
escape it.
coming
It's
back.
the theme of the episode.
Now let me ask you this. You're putting together a team of superheroes
Done.
like the
Yep.
Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But it's your kids.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you going to ask him to direct? They're all included, right?
No. They're all included.
Okay,
He doesn't
good.
have to pick.
I was going to
But
say.
what are their strengths, superpowers that they're bringing to said team? And then round it all off. What's your
That
what's
was
your
so
power?
much more insightful than mine because I was going to say do a superhero draft all with cereal box characters.
Do mine.
Okay. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, okay. Okay, so if I'm going to assemble the Avengers, and this is the MCU? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But your kids.
But
yeah,
your
but
kids.
my
But you can make
kids.
up their powers. They don't have to have
Yeah.
powers of people that are
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to
Avengers.
restrict it.
Like what would each of your kids' superpowers
Oh, so
be?
don't
That's
like
what he's
assign
trying
my
to ask
son.
you.
Yeah.
Don't assign my son like one of them to Iron Man,
No,
one
no,
of them to
no, no.
Thor.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knox is the Hulk. I'm just kidding. I get it. Let's go. Okay.
To be fair, he asked the question in a confusing way.
I was developing it mid-sentence.
He was pulling a Michael Scott.
Yeah,
I just
sorry.
find the sentence as I go.
Yeah.
Improvisation.
Part of my duties are to. All right. So I think that Calvin would fly. Like he would just be the guy, like almost like a Superman-esque, but probably not super strong, but fly for sure because he likes to. Yeah, he's a floater.
Yeah.
For sure. Jude is like the strategic mastermind type. So dare I say, captain of the squad type deal. He doesn't
Yeah.
have enough influence on the other ones to rally them together.
Yeah. But he's going to be helping come up with a plan.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Knox and Zion are both like the heads and the tail side of a coin of strength. Like they're both just, they're both just like juggernauts. So I would say that, and then Ruby
Like
is
the
like
Wonder Twins
yeah,
almost.
almost like the Wonder
Yeah.
Twins. Yeah. Less like susceptibilities to weakness,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so. Yeah, and then Ruby is her superpower is that she cannot be dissuaded from anything she wants. Yeah. So when
Is she persuasive as well? Towards others?
I think that she can care less about being persuasive,
Oh, okay, great.
but she won't be dissuaded from what she
She's just
wants.
locked on.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Last night, all she wanted to do was dance. She was like, "Dad, music," and I was like, "Well, not music. We have to eat first." And she says, "Music and food."
Honestly, a rock solid argument.
Yeah.
I was like, "I haven't done dinner and a DJ in forever, but I'm down."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue
So maybe
with that.
laser vision?
Oh,
I'm trying to translate it into a
laser
superpower.
vision. That's a
Laser
good
vision.
one.
He doesn't like it.
I don't know. I think laser vision's pretty niche.
Oh. What's your power then?
My power would be, I've always liked a really obtuse character in like the superhero world. I've liked the Thing from Fantastic Four since I was a kid. Yeah.
Is he the rock one?
Yeah, he's the rock one.
He's the rock one.
And yeah, I just feel like resonate deep with him. Like we're the type of guys that like picture books.
Pretty sure he was a scientist.
Yeah.
Pretty sure and really sure are two different things. Well, yeah, so I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. Or like anything that would embody a gorilla.
Yeah.
Like being able to like run 46.5 miles an hour on all fours. Like I'm down.
What if you could just turn into a gorilla and then turn back into Mikey?
That is
that's
me.
your
That's
superpower.
a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Hands down for a primate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hands
like
down.
Beast from Teen Titans or something.
Oh my
It could
gosh,
be.
Teen Titans.
Yeah,
Yeah, throwback.
That's a throwback right there.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. If I could be a gibbon, maybe a bonobo, but more so on like the larger primate scale, I'm
Yeah.
down.
I like that. It's begging for a great team name too, because your last name's Powers.
Yeah,
So,
I know, man. I know.
that's like the Powers Pack or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The Powers Pals.
Yeah.
Worse.
I don't know that I'd read that comic.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not just the Powers?
Yeah.
The
Powers that be.
Power. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
There's a lot of good options
I
here.
know.
Safe to say, I think Stan Lee could workshop it.
He could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Mikey, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Is this the official sign up?
This
Thanks
is
for
official.
stepping
We're
into
good.
the ring, the hot seat.
Was it as bad as you thought it would be?
No, it was definitely, it was more personal than I thought it'd be. When I read the email, it was like, we want to get your expertise on something super specific. And it was like, oh, like I want to help. Had nothing to do with anything other than
You.
me.
You're an expert on you. Right?
Some would say.
Someone would say.
One would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do
We do.
say.
So thanks for coming and being an expert on yourself.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
I appreciate
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed my time, and I think that I'm intrigued with the fact that the rest is still unwritten.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
So much to come. Story's just getting started.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks for joining us on episode 2 of Hot Seats. We will be coming with some future episodes where you will continue to get to know some of our staff members, maybe better than you even wanted to. That's all we
So
have
true.
for this episode. We'll catch you guys on the next Hot Seat.